one of the particularly interesting questions is going to be, you know, by the time we get to October, by the time we get to, you know, crunch time for this team, will Tackett Curtis, hey, Archer Quick, right in tune with that. Will Tackett Curtis be ready after the first half of the season, getting familiarized with everything, adjusting to the speed of the college game? Like, you know, everything I've seen, everything I've read suggests that he's, you know, that he could be a superstar and that he will just be a truck stick linebacker in terms of finishing plays, making ferocious tackles. You know, he doesn't, it's like, it's not important to me. I mean, other fans might disagree, but it's not important to me that like Tackett Curtis has to be starting by week 1 or even by week 3. But where's he going to be by the time we get to South Bend and the Irish? And it's going to be really interesting for him and other you know, newcomers and how they evolve in that first half of the season so that they're ready for when we get into crunch time in mid-October.
Yeah, he looks like he's a junior, that being Tackett Curtis, but he's not, and he's got to make that adjustment. And I'm sure he's feeling it already. I mean, I know he's a specimen. He's got all the tools. He's going to need to get, you know, his reps in, and I think that we have the guys right now. They will bring him along, and like we're talking about, we're hoping that the second half of these games will allow for these guys to get their reps, to get their game reps. So look for the slow development. We're talking about Braylon Shelby, you know, Tackett Curtis. These guys are going to be, I believe, I'm hoping they're going to be a piece of the puzzle later in the season, but they're going to need to get their time early. Also, remember, Zion Branch and Domani Jackson, they may not be hopping in. Well, I don't know, maybe Branch, but they're slowly going to get into the mix. I believe all 4 of those guys will see significant time, including especially the guys coming off of injury. Can we hop back to this really quick?
Sure.
So we have Gixter Squid here saying that I please agree respectfully. The most worrisome position group is special teams. Look, I know this is getting a lot of play with there's no special teams coach, etc. But I don't know how to say his name. Zaplicki, the kicker, the punter
from Arizona State. Yeah,
the guy was all conference punter. Okay, so punting, we could probably check that one off. I think we're gonna be okay there. Kick returners. Have you seen the guys we have at kick returner? I can't wait. Talking about getting some game reps. I can't wait to see Zachariah Branch return a kickoff or a punt, because you know, I know that we had a Dory Jackson, but this guy might be the closest thing to Reggie Bush we've had since Reggie Bush, right? He's explosive. It looks like he's literally running at a different speed than everybody else around him. It's like he's effortlessly just running away from people. When you watch all these like 7-on tape and stuff, when you watch him play in some of the All-Star games, the kid is fast and he's special. I think we might be a bit gun shy because we decided to lateral the ball at the 1-yard line during the Cotton Bowl, but it wasn't overly, you know, there's a great thing now in college football. They could all just fair catch the damn thing and get the ball at the 25-yard line. So if there are any issues, that's probably what they're going to start doing. But I think with all the athletes we have, with all the speed we have, with all the athletes we have, I think we're going to want, maybe we'll take a couple at the 15, because one of these guys is going to break one. It's been a long time since we've seen like this kind of returns. We have like 4 or 5 guys that, you know, are going to be electric to watch out there. So I'm not really concerned. Kicking, that's kind of a bit of a worry for me. I don't know if we got the kicking situation down, but other than place kicking, I'm happy with special teams and then the additions they made. What do you think?
Well, Gixer, I would say that like that's the most worrisome position on the coaching staff. That's where special teams comes into play, because you can have the raw material, but if it's not coached up well, you know, then that's where you have a deficit. And you know, when we get to Notre Dame, I mean, I would say, since Notre Dame still has Brian Mason as its special teams coach, and Notre Dame was so good at blocking punts, when we get to the Notre Dame game, we're going to see Caleb Williams quick kicking, right? Like Lincoln Riley, that was an admission, right? A concession.
He should have been the all Pac-12 punter. What was his average punt? You know what I mean? I don't know. We should take a look at that. The net punt for yet, but yeah.
But I'm convinced that we're going to see more quick kicks from Caleb Williams against Notre Dame, you know, because why have the Notre Dame punt block unit on the field? So like that was a shrewd move by Riley, and like he can find other workarounds at some points. But yeah, place kicking, that's not something where you can have a workaround. So Tim, like I would agree with you that if there is a really particular worry, it's place kicking. And
it was very inconsistent, huh, Matt?
We need to see that hold up under fire. And like, yeah, in a close game, you can't be giving away 3, 6, 9 points. So that I think that's the way to balance it.
Thank you, Gixter Squid, for the $9.99 super chat. I hope you're right. Honestly, I just feel like special teams is an afterthought for Lincoln Riley.
And Gixer, like we're praying that the NCAA allows for an expanded 11th on-field coach, because if Lincoln, if that waiver or that rule proposal gets amended, then Lincoln Riley has zero excuse to not hire a special teams coordinator. So hopefully the size of a on-field coaching staff will be expanded such that this issue goes away, because it is worth reminding everybody that you're limited to the number of on-field assistants that you can have. And if we get rid of the limitation, or at least if we expand the allowable number of on-field coaches you can have, then Lincoln Riley would do this. But he thinks that with the current number 10, that he just needs to be focusing on position coaches. So that's something to keep in mind. Hopefully there will be reform and change in terms of what is allowed, because then this issue goes away.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, though. I thought the past we got in trouble. I'm trying to remember what it was. I think it was a special teams analyst that was on the practice field, and we got like a minor violation, and all the fans around the country wanted to go, get the death penalty for our second violation because we were on probation and blah blah. And what it was I believe it was a special teams analyst. Now, in the old days, an analyst could not be on, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. They could not be there during practice and working with the players during practice. They could just be an analyst, right, and talk to the coaches, correct? But I think they changed that rule, and now those analysts can be on the field. Am I right about that? And if that's the case,
my understanding, I don't know this for sure. So
yeah.
so don't
in the chat. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Don't take this as gospel. My understanding is you just can't be on the field or in the stadium during a game.
That's how it used to be, right? I thought that they might have had to change the rule. I thought I'm heard there was a. I'm looked that up, so I'm not.
Like you definitely can't be anywhere in the stadium on game day.
Okay, and then Gixter, I'm more than a half glass full guy. If you haven't noticed, I'm usually a glass 3/4 full, especially when it comes to my Trojans. I try to be objective. I'm just saying, like you guys made a great point. We don't have a dedicated coach. I'm not sure if it's an afterthought, because I just get a little bit. I wince every time someone says he doesn't care about defense. He doesn't care about the dude is a top-notch coach, and I'm some schmuck, and I know there's three parts to football. And if I know it, Lincoln Riley knows it. You know what I mean? So I think we have to, at some point, we have to stop listening to that stuff coming out of Norman, right? And realize that this guy really is one of the best coaches in football. And I don't believe he has that big of a blind spot. I do see both your concern that there's not a dedicated coach, but until the guy proves wrong, I'm gonna ride with what his decisions are. So there's that. But thanks again very much for that super chat. We really appreciate it.